I bought my first couple properties as before I was ever a real estate agent. I had a real estate agent and I followed a lot of her advice. She's this very smart woman who's still in the business, Nicole Barnes. She's wonderful. Thank you, Nicole. And I bought a condo in Highlands right after the dot-com bubble, and everything was kind of like a little bit rocky. And I ended up selling that after 5 years for a modest profit. And then I went on to go find my second home, which was exciting. And I'm glad I did that first one, even though it was kind of a modest profit. I learned a lot from it because there was an HOA that wasn't very well run that I had to take over, which I did not enjoy. And then I went and found my second home, and it was completely based on her guidance. Found me a great house that needed a lot of work, but it was in a great area where there was a lot of upside potential. And with that one, bought it, moved in, and then a couple years later, I went into real estate, and that's kind of a different story. Why I got my license. And once I got going in real estate and started seeing more homes, more potential, and I started kind of like thinking more about like, hey, what would it take to rent this property? What would it take to rent that property? I really started getting some numbers, especially with the help from people at Your Castle, who I wasn't even working with at the time. I'm with them now, but they gave me a bunch of numbers to work with. While I lived in that home, I knew I needed to do a big project for it to get the most out of it. So then I bought a condo that I could keep as a rental, but I moved into it while I did my project. And this is a little bit of home hacking. So I lived in that condo while I did a big project on that house. I ended up popping the top on it, making it very nice. Basically making a luxury home. Came out great. Moved back into it, got it ready to sell, got that condo rented, cash flowed great. And then I sold that house, bought the home I'm living in now, which you see behind me, and another rental at that time. That one's doing great. But what I've learned from there is you just got to get your first one done. It demystifies it. You just got to make sure you're running your numbers right, working with somebody who's got your back, and understanding the risks that you're taking.